Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat.
Magandang umaga po, Bishop.
Today is such a good day for ordination because little by little the restrictions are being eased and people can go to church more freely. And this really is a celebration. Isa pong pagdiriwang ito. Dahil si Reverend Donn ay iaalay sa simbahan. Ang unang nag-alay sa kanya ang kanyang magulang. Nandito ba magulang mo? Oh. Amin na po siya. Hindi na po siya sa inyo. At maraming salamat po for making this offering and really enriching that blessing that you receive from God. And after enriching that blessing, you offer it to God. You offer it to the church. So maraming salamat po. In the first reading, it's a very popular reading. And it speaks about the personal vocation. That from the womb, or even before the womb, God called us. All of us, all us. But there is a specific vocation for priests. And God called us for that specific vocation. And it is as if we hear Reverend Donn saying, I am too young. Are you too young? I haven't seen your face. You're always wearing, tanggalin mo nga yung mask mo. Ay, hindi naman pala eh. He's not too young. But nevertheless, we still react to God. We are saying, we are not qualified. I'm not holy enough. I'm not blessed enough. I'm not gifted enough. But God would contest that. That God did not call us, that God did not call us because we are blessed enough, because we are good enough, but God called us because God will supply what is lacking in us. And that is why even when the Superior General declared that he is worthy because God made him worthy. Not because of who we are, but because God made him worthy. And it is such a humbling experience to be before God. And maybe to tell God, I'm worthy. I was a rector for 11 years. And every time there is an ordination, we would declare that this person, this candidate is worthy. And I cringe in fear every time I say that. Because even after so many years in formation, we don't know. We don't know. But we become worthy every time we receive and mature because of the blessing of God. Every time. And that is why when I was talking to Reverend Donn yesterday, formation does not end with the end of seminary formation. Formation does not end when you become ordained. It continues until you die. We are constantly being formed by our ministry. We are not worthy, but God makes us worthy. And how do we receive God's blessing? We find it in our second reading from the letter to the Hebrews. It is by obedience. Reverend Donn is very fortunate because you were presented to us by your Superior General. It's as if Father Steve is avoiding that responsibility. It is not just obedience to your superior general. It is not just obedience to Father Alex, as superior of this house. Tama ba?
Tama.
Parang ayaw din. But it is obedience to anybody called by the Holy Spirit, entrusted by the Holy Spirit with that authority. It could be the diocesan bishop. It could be an elder here in this community. And that is why among the vows that we make, poverty, celibacy, obedience, the most difficult is obedience. The most difficult is obedience. But that is also the most liberating vow, obedience. You will not go wrong with obedience. Because you know that your authority, your superior, has been guided by the Holy Spirit. Even if you don't think so. Your superior has been chosen by the Holy Spirit and continues to be guided by the Holy Spirit. And that is why, if you want something that is different from what your superior desires, what do? Do you fight for it? It is your right? Or do you obey? Ngayon pa lang, magkaalaman na tayo. You obey. And sometimes we feel our superior is not right. Wag naman sana kayo, no? Sometimes we feel our superior is not right. Even if you feel they are not right, you obey. Is that clear? Parang ayaw. Even if you feel your superior is not right, you obey. Because if you cannot obey, you might as well leave. And that is why choosing the right superior is crucial. Being led by the Holy Spirit to choose the right superior. It's not about who is talented, who is a good administrator, but the person who is led by the Spirit, who can discern with you, is the right superior. But it also means that you also have to discern your own obedience. And in the end, you obey the Spirit that calls you. That's likewise the role of the superior. The superior obeys the Spirit that moves him to co-discern. And what is it that you need to do? I think that is found in the gospel. To make the love of God present and to prolong the presence of God's love. That is the ultimate fruit of your obedience. To make God's love present in your person, in your ministry, in the church, in the seminary, in whatever you do. To make the love of God present. You will still learn a lot of things as a priest. You will be challenged a lot, more realistically, as a priest. But mind you, formation does not end. Open yourself up to formation. Be formed by your ministry. Be formed by how the charism of your congregation wants you to be formed. When you were presented, it is an affirmation of what you have become. And when the people applauded, it is also an affirmation of what they have observed in you. But I think more than that, it is the responsibility to continue to support you, to pray for you, as you enter into this new responsibility. And that is why you have the responsibility to pray for him, to form him, so that he may become a better priest, a better person. You are ordered to serve them, but you are also ordered to make him a better servant. May we all take on this responsibility with more love and dedication, so that in the end, he not only becomes a better priest, but we also become a better community, a better church.
Please remain seated. We shall now proceed with the promise